Next on our list is New World, which was established in the 1940s by a fellow called Harry Goldberg. Listed on the JSE in 1987, it really is an importer and distributor of electrical appliances. It owns the JVC and Telefunken brands, used to do a little bit of local manufacture, mostly does, of course, that now in Asia. Market capitalization 563.8 million rand, so fairly modest size. Price to earnings ratio 5.81, dividend yield of 6.67. Although it's one of those family companies, so Harry's sons, Jeffrey and Michael, run it now.
Well, people who can remember back 29 years, I was at the Zoo Lake restaurant that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
At the time of the listing, where we had the listing lunch, which happened one day after the market crashed in 1987.
Oh,
that's why I remember this company very well.
What timing?
Yeah, you can say that again. And Michael and Jeff Goldberg, who were the joint MDs and chairman at the time, of course, still run the business today.
Yeah.
But it's very different from what it was then.
So they've got stuff going in the Middle East, they've got stuff going in Asia, they also have a few liquor brands, but I mean, they've been quite flexible and doughty over the years. I mean, they've obviously scaled back the local production because all of those incentives.
There's no more local production. It's all gone.
So you can get a flat screen TV made in China somewhere, and it's got the JVC brand on it, and they work on deals with retailers and so on. But profit's a bit variable, as one might expect. The family obviously controls it, and they decide when a dividend should flow. Tricky one for minorities to get involved in, don't you think?
Look, it is tricky, but there was an interesting transaction last year where Old Mutual, as it turns out, sold half of their stake. They were very substantial shareholders. They owned 30 or 40% of it. And they sold half of their stake to a privately owned investment company. As it turns out, associated with some interesting traders in Johannesburg. I call them traders, so I'm not going to mention names, but I know who the parties are. And I just saw that as an interesting prelude to potentially something happening down the line when Mike and Jeff, who are both in their 60s now, elect to retire. Because I see maybe some new dynamicism coming into the business, potentially with new brands, with maybe a new direction in household goods. Remember the company Amalgamated Appliances that was listed,
sloped up into Bidvest.
Went into Bidvest. I mean, they could move in that direction. There are many directions they can move into.
So is that enough to get you hot or not on the stock?
Interesting. It's enough to get me hot on it, but only for that reason.
Yeah,
only for that reason.
Okay, people. So if you're making notes and you're thinking that maybe Syd's onto something, I'm going to go not hot on that, but Syd is indicating it could be of some